Hello, Senior Stoner fans. It's the real Senior Stoner back at you for your Puffco Peak Pro Diamond Dab of the Day. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, join the family, hit the like button. They look pretty, and please, let's get the comments going. Have you all heard the song years ago? I think it was part of a commercial. Anticipation, anticipation. Well, guess what? Anticipation could be our most important life skill. The world is complex, uncertain. Anticipation is important for us. You see, at this point, we all know what's going on out there. We have so many open fronts that we could make an endless list starting from our country to the rest of the world with problems. Life today is complicated. Probably we live in the most challenging moment in history. We can say that it's easier than 1 century ago in some aspects, but certainly it's way more complicated. You see, as technology made the world smaller, we discovered that we are very deeply connected, not only in an economical, social, or environmental way, but in a spiritual way. We're connected spiritually because we have to face the same problems wherever we are, whoever we are. It truly is on you and I to make things work. Well, our brains anticipate events, and we survive as a species thanks to that skill. Well, think about it. Boom, boom, boom. When you were a caveman, made you anticipate the dinosaur coming and eating you. Okay? Keep this in mind. But why is anticipation so important? Well, we need to know what anticipation is, really, before we can discuss that. The feeling of excitement about something that's going to happen in the near future. That's anticipation. It's not a prediction of distant future or a prophecy. Anticipation is truly an emotion, a feeling. Anticipation is a skill we developed for millennia to survive. And what happens when somebody stays thanks to anticipating an event? Happiness. The quintessential of emotional rewards. So, what do we find here? We find ourselves in a situation where enjoyment people glean from anticipation might also be an important component in life satisfaction. Whether it's choosing what book to read or planning a holiday to an exotic destination, we feel really good when we say, think about the enjoyment we're going to have, compared to think about how much fun we had last time. Think about those two. When we focus on what we're looking forward to, we tend to feel excited. Then we set expectations. And if we match them with the future event, what we feel is the equivalent of the 2-for-1 in the marketing world. The same future event gives us two positive emotions. The anticipation is often related to big things. But to understand what is the anticipation, we really need to think about it. Think about it kind of like a tennis player. Seriously. Think about it in phases, 3 mental phases. You got to read, that's the first phase. We need to understand the environment, the signals that give us information. Well, on a tennis game, the opponent's movements, the wind, the light, the ball, the speed, the position, the condition of the surface, our racket, are all signals combined to give us invaluable information for the next phase, which is react. Anticipation, in essence, is about to be ready for what is coming. If you're playing tennis, players adjust their position and visualize their targets for a perfect shot where the ball's gonna be. Getting the right place is 80% of the problem. The last 20 is technique and execution of the strategy. And finally, there's response. Anticipation needs a precise execution to make the most profit out of the new situation, whatever it is. Yes, anticipation gives us happiness. We're living in a moment of prolonged uncertainty. But what is precisely uncertainty, and why does it make us feel bad? Well, you feel comfortable working in uncertain, high-pressure environments? Well, the description's far from natural for us as a species because our emotional stability, the comfort we have, is not high pressure, is not stress. That's a biochemical reaction to something negative. So, uncertainty between anticipation of the future event and it happening, what is that? That time needs to be measured and used. You see, uncertainty provokes anxiety. Anticipation generates excitement. So we have to remember that even though we're in a situation, we're going to have uncertain situations, okay? Because you're anticipating a result. But you can only anticipate near future events. Think of it. Planning to cook food tonight. What classic movie are we going to watch tonight with Mrs. Stoner? Maybe what am I going to do over the weekend? You see, there's a mismatch in life to what anticipation is versus how we used to try to use it for our lives. You see, anticipation is a near future projection of ourselves into one or more scenarios, and our brains do it automatically. When we say, looking forward to seeing you tonight, or I can't wait for that concert, or I'm dying to see the movie, we immediately, instantly generate positive emotions. But it's hard to find those emotions and get excited when you say, I can't wait for our trip out of this country 3 years from now. Because there's too much uncertainty between the event and today, and us today. Remember, we can't anticipate. We can only try to predict, okay? So what does anticipation do for us? It compensates for the uncertainty. That's what it is. The more detailed, the better your anticipation will be. So what we want to now think about is imagining a new life for ourselves, overcoming challenges instead of a bleak, powerless tomorrow. How do you do that? You do that by anticipating it. That's right. So you got to be optimistic about the future. Anxiety is how bodies respond to horrible things. Anticipation, having something coming down the pipeline, doesn't mean you have to go and have anxiety or be pessimistic. You're imagining a new potential future, one with good if not great times instead of bleak and powerless situations. So, anticipation, kind of like daydreaming with a happy future, because it's fun to have all the possible futures that we spin in our mind. Let's understand that we envision things and we get lifted by it, because creating a vision board, let's say, or a vision portfolio for ourselves is exactly what you need to be a powerful motivator and to take anticipation and make it a future reward. Think about it. Rewards are powerful motivators. And anticipation can also create discipline. It helps with delayed gratification. It teaches us that if we want to be better, stronger, we can be patient. We can have the greater experience. It's kind of like retiring and Social Security. If you take your Social Security early, unfortunately I had to because I'm disabled, it's a lot less than if you waited till age 70, let's say, which is the last year you can take it. It's almost a 30% increase in your monthly payment. So, you know what? We learn that a greater experience or a stronger reward or a brighter future in our lives is there for us as an outcome of anticipation. Man, I got to tell you, anticipation covers so many different things, and it's an emotion. It's really something we feel, and it's a good thing. You know, a lot of times we talk here about things that are bad or things we got to stop doing. Well, guess what? Continue to anticipate. Continue to have the anticipation of the things that are going to happen, because guess what? they're going to be better than they are today. You don't anticipate the worst. You anticipate the best. What do you think of that? And if you're a few points shy of the best, my golly, I think that word would be called good. And no one would argue with good. This has been the Real Senior Donor talking about anticipation, how important it is to us, what it is, and how we use it. If you enjoyed today's video and the topic, you know what to do. Join the family, send the likes, and I respond to every single comment. Thanks so much for joining me, everybody out there. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. The Puffco Peak Pro Diamond Dab of the Day. Cheers. The dab train is rolling. Thanks again, everybody, for joining me. You'll be well out there. Cheers.